Hello everyone, welcome back to the Margdarshak platform. So, as you people are aware that we are doing the quick revision series for our upcoming examination. So, in this series, we are doing the revision of polity through the articles that we are studying with the mind maps. Okay, so in this series, as you people are aware that we are already done with certain articles such as toward the relation between this union and state. Next we are moving toward the financial property contract and suits. So before starting this with the articles, let me be very clear about our mentorship program, where we are providing you free mentorship and one-to-one call support. So this is for those students who are preparing for examination but have no guidance about the examination. So here you will get a chance to interact with the students or the aspirant who have well knowledge about the examination and who cleared this examination multiple times. So here also you will get an good interaction with them and a good strategy and how to approach the examination and how to tackle the pressure and how to manage the time. You will get answers of these type of questions, and you can ask any type of silly question that you have in mind, where these type of questions, if you hesitate in asking in the Zoom session with the class or with your friends, you can ask these type of questions in one-to-one call support. So I will strongly suggest you that please go and fill the Google form that is provided in the description box to avail this mentorship program. This is going to change your perspective towards the examination, and you will learn a lot of things from the session only. Okay, so without wasting any further time, let's move toward the articles. So today we are moving toward the part 12 of the 12 है ना 12 part 12 of the articles constitution. Okay, so this is mentioned about the finance property contract and shoots. Okay, so it says, let me just okay. Okay, so this is all about, let's move towards the so next article that we are going to discuss here is article 264, है ना, that is the general articles. So article 264 is the finance commission interpretation, है ना. Next we are moving toward the article 265, that is the taxes only by the authority of the law, यानी कि who administer and the taxes, who impose the taxes, who control, who can impose the tax, who can collect the tax, like the authorities who have authorized, who the authorized authorities that have the right to levy taxes and collect the taxes, they can only collect the taxes. मतलब कि कोई भी आके tax collect नहीं कर सकता, only those who have the authority and right, they can only collect. Okay, so next article 266, that is the consolidated fund at the public account fund, that is mentioned in article 266. Important from your examination, this can be asked directly in your examination, so please remember this. So article 266 mention about the consolidated fund of India, the consolidated fund of state, then after the public account of India, public account of state, then appropriation only by the law. So this is mentioned in article 266. Next is the 267 article 267, that is mentioned about the contingency fund. So it mentioned about the contingency fund of India, that is on the disposal of the president, है ना. Next is the contingency fund of the state, that is on the disposal of the governor. And the next is the unforeseen expenditure, that is also mentioned in article 267 under the contingency fund. Okay, so next we are moving toward the distribution of revenues, है ना. So you can remember the finance commission, that is the body that advise about the distribution of the taxes, है ना, and the revenue among the state and center. Okay, so next article 268, that mention about the duties levied by the union, collected or appropriated by the state, that mentioned in article 268, that is the stamp duties that is under the union list, collected by the government of India in UTs or by state elsewhere, है ना. यानी कि it is collected by the government of India in the state, in the UTs, and by the state in the their respective states. Next is the proceeds assigned to the state. Okay, so basically there are some amount that is also for the states under the article 268. Next is the Article 269, that is about the taxes levied or collected by union assigned to the state. So basically these taxes that mentioned in Article 269 are collected by the union, and there are also distribution among the state. Okay, so these taxes are the taxes on the sale purchase of the goods, that is in the interstate trade, that is collected by the union and also distributed by with the states. Next is the tax on consignment of the goods, that is also interstate trade. Next is the assigned to of state, assigned to state, not consolidated fund of India. Next is the distributed among state as per the parliamentary law. So basically the taxes that are collected under Article 269, these taxes are shared with the state and collected only by the union, because these are the interstate trade related article. Okay, next is the interstate goods and services, that mentioned in Article 269A, that is the levy or collected by the government of India है. फिर appropriation between union and state, that mentioned under article under the GST Council recommendation, and appointed apportion amount not part of the consolidated fund of India. Okay, so next is Article 270, that is the taxes levied and distributed, है ना. So basically it says that union list taxes and duties except 268, 269, so 269A and surcharges. Next is the GST, that is mentioned in Article 246A clause 1, also distributed among the states. Okay, next the proceed of net, percentage of the net proceed distributed to the state. Next is a prescribed by the law by the president, union finance commission recommendation. Okay, next is the surcharge of the union purpose, that is mentioned in Article 271, that is the parliament may increase duties or taxes except the GST, that is mentioned in Article 246A. Next, the surcharge, the Article 271 says the proceed from form part of the consolidated fund of India, that is the surcharge of the union purpose hota hai na, that is mentioned in Article 271, that is proceed form part of the consolidated fund of India. Next is the grants in the lieu of export duties on jute products, that is mentioned in Article 273, that is the charge, that is that these are charged on the consolidated fund of India for Assam, Bihar, Odisha and West Bengal. Okay, so basically these are the for the export duties, like those for those state which grows jute. So basically these are states are Assam, Bihar, Odisha and West Bengal. These are charged on the consolidated fund of India. एक होता है charged upon, charged from the consolidated fund India and charged on, है ना. So these are the two different terms. So basically charged from charged from होता है कंसोलिडेटेड फंड इंडिया, यानी कि डिस्क्रिप्शन पे निकाला जाता है ना. एंड चार्ज्ड ऑन यानी कि जो ऑटोमेटिक है, उन पे डिस्कशन नहीं होता पार्लियामेंट में, है ना. नेक्स्ट इज द Article 273, that is the grant in the lieu. Okay, so this is we have discussed. Next is Article 274, that mention about the prior recommendation for bill act affecting state taxation, that is the president's recommendation required for certain tax bills, है ना, that can affect the state taxation, that is mentioned in Article 274. Okay, next we are moving toward the Article 275, that is grant from union to state that are recommended by the finance commission. Okay, and 15th finance commission mentioned 41% of the tax grants to the state. Okay, so that is the Article 275, that is the grant from the union to state, that is the charged on the consolidated fund of India for states in need of assistance. Next, for scheduled tribal area, tribe welfare and scheduled area administration, and for Assam tribal area, that is mentioned in Article 6 under 6th schedule of the Constitution of India. Okay, so now you have at homework, that is you have to tell me the difference between the Schedule 6, है ना, Schedule 6 and Schedule 5 in the comment section. So okay, so without going in the procrastination, please tell me in the comment section about the difference between the Schedule 5 and Schedule 6 and why the Ladakh is asking for Ladakh is asking for their implement their insertion in the schedule 6 of the constitution. Okay, so do let me know in the comment section. Okay, next we are moving toward the article 276 that mention about the taxes on the professional trade callings and employment. That is mentioned in article 276 that says state legislature have the power to levy maximum टैक्स कितना हो सकता है 250 पर एनम. दिस कैन बी आस्क्ड इन एग्जामिनेशन एज ए स्टेटमेंट दैट लाइक है ना, यहाँ पे रॉन्ग नंबर दे देगा, यानी कि 300 दे दिया, 500 दे दिया, एंड देन कैन बी आस्क्ड. बट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर कॉर्पोरेट प्रोफेशनल टैक्स इज मैक्सिमम फॉर 2500 per annum. Okay, and does not limit parliament's power on the income tax. So it is additional tax, it does not affect the parliament's power on the taxation. Next is article 277 that mention about the savings. Okay, so you have to remember article 277 for the savings, 276 for the professional taxes, that is maximum 250, and this does not affect the parliament's law of the powers of the income tax. Okay, next is article 279 that is the calculation of net proceedings, है ना. So here mention about the net proceedings is equal to proceeds minus cost of collection. Okay, certified, this is certified by the comptroller and auditor general. Okay, CAG. Next that is mentioned, that is article 279, that is the goods and service tax council. Okay, remember this, you have to remember this, can be asked in your examination because it is quite important from the exam perspective. You will definitely going to find questions from the GST. Okay, this time in CDS 12025 you had a question on the GST. Do let me know in the comment section what was the question. It was okay, very easy question, and you can tell me in the comment section if you have followed the CDS previous year paper series, then you can tell me that which question is from the GST part. Okay, next that is article 279A that is mentioned about the goods and service tax council, that is the constituted by the president within 60 days of the act, है ना. चेयरपर्सन होता है इसका यूनियन फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, मेंबर होते हैं यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट, रेवेन्यू एंड फाइनेंस एंड स्टेट मिनिस्टर्स. नेक्स्ट इज रिकमेंडेशन होती है टैक्स ऑफ सबयूम, है ना, सबस्यूम गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज फॉर GST. फिर मॉडल लॉ होता है, फिर होगा प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई होता है, थ्रेश होल्ड रेट, स्पेशल रेट होता है, डिजास्टर्स एंड स्पेशल प्रोविजन फॉर सर्टेन स्टेट. दैट इज रिकमेंडेशन बाय द GST काउंसिल, टैक्स काउंसिल. ओके, GST काउंसिल. ओके, सो रिकमेंड डेट फॉर पेट्रोलियम एंड डीजल पेट्रोल, नेचुरल गैस, एविएशन फ्यूल GST. ओके, so now it's your homework to tell me in the comment section that which of the that like, you know, which of the taxes have the are out from the outside of the GST criteria. Okay, so tell me in the comment section. Okay, it is guided by the harmonized structure of the and national market. quorum होता है 1/2 like है ना, 50% members होता है, decision 3/4 weightage होता है वो votes. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है 1/3 एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को 2/3 वोट weightage मिला है वोटिंग में. ओके, एंड देयर इज अ डिसीजन बाय 3/4 ऑफ द मेंबर्स, एंड डिस्प्यूट एडजस्टमेंट मैकेनिज्म भी होता है इसमें. ओके, next is the article 280 that is very important, that mention about the finance commission. it is constituted by the president every 5 years. chairman और chairperson होता है प्लस 4 members होते हैं. रिकमेंड करता है टैक्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन यूनियन और स्टेट के बीच में, ग्रांट इन द प्रिंसिपल, ग्रांट इन एड इन प्रिंसिपल होता है, ऑगमेंट स्टेट कंसोलिडेटेड फंड फॉर पंचायत म्यूनसिपैलिटीज एंड साउंड फाइनेंशियल मैटर होता है. नेक्स्ट is article 281 that is the recommendation of finance commission. Okay, so do let me know in the comment section कि finance commission की recommendation binding होती है कि नहीं होती है. Okay, on the center government. Oh, this is very important concept. Please read the finance commission carefully. You have to revise the articles, है ना, and basic questions you can tackle from this only. Okay, you don't need to remember to read 10 pages and 12 pages. You can just remember for 15 words and you are good to go for your examination. Next is miscellaneous financial provisions. Okay, so it mentioned about the article 282, that is the expenditure deferrable by union or state. Next, article 283, that is the custody of funds, है ना. It mentioned about the custody of consolidated fund of India, contingency fund of India, public account fund, custody of the state fund, then after regulated by the parliament, state legislature, law and president and governor rule. Okay, next is about the article 284, that is the custody of suitors deposit. Okay, next we are moving toward the exemptions of union property from state taxation, that is mentioned in article 285, that is that mentioned about the union property except exempted from the state or local taxes, and exception of for tax levied before constitution commencement. Okay, नेक्स्ट दैट इज आर्टिकल 286. अब यहाँ पे यूनियन टैक्सेस को हुआ था, तो फिर यहाँ पे स्टेट्स है ना रेस्ट्रिक्शंस ऑन द स्टेट ऑन सेल एंड परचेज ऑफ द गुड्स, दैट इज मेंशन आर्टिकल 286, दैट मेंशन about the no state tax on the supply outside state, and no state tax on import and export. This is the duty of the state of the union to levy the taxes on import and export. Next article 287, that is the exemptions from taxes on the electricity, that is no state tax on electricity consumed sold by government of India, no state tax on the electricity for railway construction and maintenance operations, that is mentioned in article 287. Okay, so now tell me in the comment section कि ना पोर्ट्स का जो पोर्ट्स होते हैं ना, है ना, उनको मैनेज कौन करता है पोर्ट्स को. फर्स्ट इज हु माइनर पोर्ट्स हो गए, सेकंड इज हो गए मेजर पोर्ट. सो लेट मी टेल यू, है ना. सो मेजर पोर्ट इज बेसिकली पोर्ट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया, है ना, एंड माइनर पोर्ट्स आर ऑथोराइज बाय द स्टेट लॉज. ओके, state authorities. Okay, so remember this can be asked in your examination because it was in the news. So please remember this: minor ports are authorized, like administered by the states, and major ports are administered by the union, the port authority. Okay, Ministry of Ports and Shipments. Okay, so next we are doing the what we are doing restrictions on the tax. हो गया ये वाला कर लिया. Next is exemptions from the tax on electricity, that is mentioned in article 287. Okay, next is the article 280 or 88, that is the exemptions from taxes by the state on water and electricity, that is mentioned in article 288, that is state that the state no state tax on water electricity from interstate river authorities unless president order, है ना. नेक्स्ट इज स्टेट लॉ रिक्वायर प्रेसिडेंट असेंट फॉर सच टैक्सेस, है ना. रिमेंबर द आर्टिकल 288. It says, it is very crucial for your examination, you have to remember this says no tax, no state tax on water electricity for interstate river authorities, है ना. So remember this is mentioned in article 288, है ना. Next is the exemption 289, that is the exemptions of the state property income from union taxes, that is mentioned in article 289, that is states that state property or income exempted from union taxes, है ना. Exemptions of for trade business carried on by the state, parliament may provide here exemptions. Okay, next is article 290, that is the adjustment for expenses and pensions. Next is 290A, that is the annual payment to Devas Home Funds, Kerala or Tamil Nadu, for Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Okay, next is the chapter 2 of the taxes, है ना, finances, that is mentioned in the article, that is mentioned about the next we are doing the borrowings, है ना. So here you have borrowings by the government of India, that is mentioned in article 292. Okay, borrowing by the state, that is mentioned in article 293. So remember state wala important hai. State can borrow only within the state or stored or on state consolidated fund of India की security पे. Government of India may make loan or guarantee for the state होता है. State need government of India's consent if outstanding loans or guarantee from government of India. Okay, remember this very very important key states only administer loan from within the India, within the nation, or within the India, okay, within the country. Remember this is mentioned in article 293. And borrowing by the government of India, this is mentioned in article 292, okay. So next is chapter 3, that is the property contract, right, liabilities, obligation, and the suits. Though that is, we will start with the article 298, 94. That is the succession to property, assets, right, liability in certain cases. That is mentioned in article 294. Next is Article 295, that is the succession to property, assets, rights, liabilities, and other cases that are mentioned in Article 295. Next, we are moving toward the 296th section, sixth articles, that is the property occurring by the assets, lapse, and bona vacantia. Okay, so next we are moving toward the things of values in territorial waters and like special economic zones to west in union, that is mentioned in article 297. Next, article 298 mention about the power to carry on trade, etc. So this is mentioned under this is mentioned about the union and state executive power to carry on the trade and business, acquisition, holding, disposal of the property, and making of the making contracts. Okay, that is mentioned in Article 298, that mention about the power to carry on trade. Okay, so next is article 299, that is the contract, that is mentioned about the contract. So here, in president governor's name, executed by the authorized person. Okay, no personal liability for president and governor or executor. Okay, so that is under article 299. Next is the article 300, that is the suits and proceedings mentioned in article 300, that is the by government of India, by union of India, state government by name of the state, and continuation of pending legal proceedings. Okay, that is mentioned in article 300. So next is the article chapter 4, that is the right to property. Okay, not to be deprived of the property saved by the law. So this is under article 300A. So basically right to property सबसे पहले आर्टिकल 31 में था, फंडामेंटल राइट था, बट फिर आर्टिकल फिर है ना 44th कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट 1978 के द्वारा इसको मतलब कि फंडामेंटल से राइट से हटाकर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड लीगल राइट. रिमेंबर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड लीगल राइट, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एंड लीगल राइट, it is constitutional and legal right. Okay, remember once again, constitutional and legal right. Why I am emphasizing so much on this? Because this was asked multiple times in UPSC examination. You can't forget this, you can't no, afford to miss this concept. Okay, this is mentioned in article 300A. It was a fundamental right, but under the amendment, the 44th constitutional amendment 1978, it was converted to constitutional and legal right under article 300A. So please remember this. Okay, next we are moving toward the part 13, that is the trade, commerce, and intercourse within the territory of India. Okay, so here article 301 says about the freedom of trade, commerce, and intercourse, that is mentioned in article 300A. Next is article 302, that is mentioned about the parliament power to impose restrictions. Okay, next is the article 303, that is the restriction on legislative powers, that is no preference or discrimination between the states, exception for scarcity of goods, है ना, that is by the parliament, exceptions are executed by the parliament. Okay, next is article 304, that is mentioned about the restrictions on the trade among the state, that is the state may impose tax on imported goods, that is non discriminatory, है ना. State may impose reasonable restrictions under public interest. Okay, or bill for restriction requires president assent. that is mentioned in article 304, that is mentioned about the restrictions on trade among the state. Next is article 305, that is saving of executive law and state monopolies, that is mentioned in article 305. Next, 307, that says about the appointment of authority for trade regulation, that is mentioned in article 307. Okay. Next, we are moving toward the chapters the first, that is the chapter first of the. Let's discuss the chapter first of the services under the union and state. Very very important, asked multiple time in the previous year papers. Remember, just the articles are enough. If you have good command, okay, and you have retention power, then it is very fantastic. You can remember them through the class, and you can revise them once. This is go for the examination. Okay. So next is article 308, about the services under the constitution. Okay, 308 mention about the interpretation, है. Next is 309, that is about the recruitment and condition of the services, that is mentioned in article 309. Remember this. Okay. So basically regulated by the legislature, act, president, governor may rules until act made. Okay. So next is article 310, that is the tenure of office of the services, that is about the during pleasure of the president होता है and governor of this for the state होता है. Compensation for premature abolition और vacations, स्पेशल क्वालिफिकेशन होता है, फिर उनके मतलब कंपनसेशन प्रोवाइड किया जाता है फॉर प्रीमेच्योर एबोल्यूशन और वेकेशंस. नेक्स्ट इज आर्टिकल 311, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इट वाज आस्क्ड इन CAPF 2024 एग्जामिनेशन, है ना, because it was news in the news because of the Jammu Kashmir, some news about from the Jammu Kashmir about the dismissal. Okay. So that is mentioned in article 311, that is the note by the subordinate authority and inquiry, information of the informed of the charged and reasonable opportunity to be heard, provisions of for exceptions such as criminal convictions हो गया, इम्प्रैक्टिबल टू होल्ड हो गया, फिर हो गया स्टेट सिक्योरिटी इंटरेस्ट हो गया. Next we can say about the decision of on the practicality or in is a fine. Okay. Next is all India services, that is mentioned in article 312, very very important article. It may be asked in your examination. Okay. So remember this, that parliament may create 2/3 of the council of the states legislation, है ना. So basically parliament can मतलब कि create कर सकता है ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज. ओके. और बेसिकली इसमें राज्यसभा, दैट इज द काउंसिल ऑफ द स्टेट्स, हैव मोर पावर देन द लोकसभा. दे कैन रिकमेंड अबाउट the constitution of new services, all India services, under article 312. It includes all India judicial services. The Rajya Sabha has the power that they can create the all India judicial services. IPS and IAS are deemed created under this article. Okay. And judicial services not post inferior to district judges. Okay. So that is also mentioned under article 312. Okay. Next is article 312A. 12A, that is the power to vary and revoke service conditions, that is the for pre-condition crown appointee, remuneration, leave and pension, disciplinary matters, expectation, exceptions for chief justice, judges, CAG, comptroller and auditor general, PSC chairman, and election commission, chief election commissioner. Okay. So next is article 313, that is the transitional provision, that is mentioned in article 313. Okay. Next we are moving toward the public service commission. So it is started with article 315 about the public service commission, that is the यूनियन पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन होता है, फिर स्टेट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन होता है फॉर ईच स्टेट, जॉइंट पब्लिक कमीशन फॉर द ग्रुप ऑफ स्टेट्स बाय द पार्लियामेंट ऑन द रिक्वेस्ट ऑफ द स्टेट्स, है ना. नेक्स्ट यूपीएससी कैन सर्व एज द सर्व स्टेट नीड ऑन द रिक्वेस्ट प्रेसिडेंट्स अप्रूवल. ओके. So this is mentioned in Article 315. Next is 316, that is appointment and term of the office. Under Article 316, that is the chairman and member appointed by the president for UPSC and JPPCS. That is the Joint Public Service Commission and governor. Okay, and the governor for and with the governor for the State Public Service Commission. Okay, half of the members of the commission should have 10 years of government services, and then and other half have no mention about the qualification. Okay, next is the acting chairman appointment होता है. Next is the term होता है इनका 6 years or 65 years for UPSC and 62 years for State Public Service Commission or Joint Public Service Commission. Okay, next is resignation. Okay, so they resign to the president. Okay, removal as per the Article 317, and ineligible for reappointment for the to the same office. Okay, so basically ये होता है कि the members can be appointed as chairman, reappointed as chairman, but the chairman will not be able to reappoint in the commission. Okay, so removal and suspension, that is mentioned in Article 317, that is the removed by the president on the misbehavior of the Supreme Court's inquiry, suspension by president union or joint, and governor by the state pending in the on the situation of pending inquiry. And ground for the president's removal without inquiry, that is insolvent हो गया, फिर हो गया paid employment outside the duty हो गया, फिर unfit due to infirmity हो गया. Okay, so next is also concerned in the contract deemed misbehavior. Okay, that is also mentioned in Article 317. Next is the Article 318, that mention about the प्रेसिडेंट रेगुलेट करता है यूपीएससी एंड जॉइंट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन को, वाइल गवर्नर रेगुलेट करता है स्टेट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन को. ओके, नंबर ऑफ मेंबर्स एंड कंडीशन फॉर द सर्विसेज, दैट इज ऑल्सो मेंशन इन आर्टिकल 318. Okay, staff numbers and condition of the service also mentioned in Article 318. Okay, next is the condition for the service not varied to disadvantages, that is also mentioned under Article 318. Okay, next is Article 319, that is mentioned about the UPSC chairman. No further government employment. State chairman eligible as the UPSC chairman or member or other state chairman. Okay, remember this very very important statement based questions may they can ask you to confuse. Okay, okay, so UPSC chairman or no UPSC member, not the chairman, eligible as the UPSC chairman or state public service chairman. Okay, कमीशंस का चेयरमैन के लिए अपॉइंट किया जा सकते हैं मेंबर्स. ओके, स्टेट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन चेयरमैन मेंबर्स नॉट चेयरमैन eligible as the UPSC chairman or member or any state public service commissions chairman. Okay, next is Article 320, that is the functions of union public service commission, that is to conduct examination for appointment, assist state in joint recruitment schemes होता है. फिर कंसल्टेशन रिक्वायर्ड फॉर रिक्रूटमेंट मेथड होता है, अपॉइंटमेंट, प्रिंसिपल, प्रमोशन एंड ट्रांसफर, डिसिप्लिनरी मैटर्स होता है, फिर क्लेम्स फॉर लीगल कॉस्ट इन डिफेंडिंग ड्यूटीज एंड एक्ट हो गया, फिर क्लेम ऑफ फॉर इंक्वायरी पेंशन हो गया, दैट इज ऑल्सो मेंशन इन आर्टिकल 320. And president governor can make regulation for consultation. Okay, so next is not required for Article 16 for clause 4 provisions under Article 335 effect. Okay, or Article 335 effect. Next we are moving toward the power to extend the functions, that is mentioned in Article 321. Okay, now Article 322 says expenses charged on consolidated fund of India. Please remember them. This is very important concept from the perspective of economy as well as the polity. So you will definitely going to be asked this type of questions if the examiner really wanted to make the paper tough. Okay. Next is Article 323, that is the report of public service commissions, annual report to president by president or governor, president to a president by the JPPCS and the UPSC, and for governor it is State Public Service Commission. laid before parliament or state legislature respectively. Next is the memorandum explaining non-acceptance to of advices, that is also mentioned in Article 323. So for today, this is enough, and from tomorrow we will move towards the next set of articles, that is the tribunals. That is important from the examination perspective. So I hope you learned something from this class, and it will be easy for you to remember these articles with these mind maps. I will provide the PDF of these article, these mind map in the Telegram channel, so you can join the Telegram channel. The link will be provided in the description, so please go and check it out, okay? And get maximum benefit out of these sessions and these classes, okay? So that's all for today. Jai Hind. We will meet tomorrow with the next set of articles, okay?